call this meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, any changes to the agenda?
The council will note that there was a revised agenda that was sent out. The minutes from the last meeting, which were substantial, we were able to get those done in time for this meeting. And then we were waiting for some information on the liquor license for Firehouse Grill, and we did get it in a timely enough fashion that we felt we could add it as a supplemental item to this agenda.
Can I ask a question? If I wanted to move item B under general business up to the consent agenda, could I make a motion to do that?
You could make a motion when we adopt the agenda, and you could certainly do that.
All right, a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Or as amended?
Or, I'm sorry, as amended.
So
And
moved.
right now, she
Right
should
now
move
I
it up.
say that?
Yep.
Okay. So I would make a motion to move item B under general business to the consent agenda.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, no presentations, proclamations, or acknowledgements. We'll go into public comment. Is anybody here to discuss anything not on the agenda? And I see there's nobody here.
Do we have a presentation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We have
Oh, yeah. I'm going too fast, sorry.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Kim. I am with Southern Valley Alliance, and we help survivors of domestic abuse in Scott and Carver counties. We are the only organization to do so. We provide a 24/7 crisis line, support groups, and legal advocacy. And in about a year, we have over 2,000 calls on our crisis line. And from Elko New Market last year, that we know of, we served 10 people. But likely that number is low because we don't ask for demographics from everybody. And it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. October is DV Awareness Month, and that is why I'm here. We ask that the people of Elko New Market support Southern Valley by following us on social media. We have lots of like yard signs to give away. All of that can be found on our website, svamn.org. We were founded in Belle Plaine. We moved to Shakopee in 2024, and since then we've seen a 20% increase in the demand for our services just because of access to our building. We are right by the government center in downtown Shakopee. And we work with law enforcement, we work with medical personnel. We try to partner with as many organizations as we can to ultimately prevent domestic violence in our communities. So I do want to open it up for questions. I just had that little short presentation, but any questions or comments are welcome. Yeah.
The new facility was greatly needed.
Yes.
How has it been working out?
Excellent. Yep, and like I mentioned, we're right by the government center. So if somebody goes to the government center and they need a restraining order, they can come right to us. And we have a big conference room for meetings with, like, we've had service organizations like Lions and Rotary groups come, and we also have small conference room and childcare availability for our support groups and things like that. So it's excellent. Thank you.
Well, and I just wanted to say that we've been working with Southern Valley at least since I've been here, and that's over 15 years, and they've been a great partner. As everyone knows, law enforcement, we are the stopgap kind of measure. We address the issue right now, but not what happens long term.
Yeah.
So they've been a great partner with that. We basically have a form that we can fill out, and it goes to them. And it kind of then it's them to reach out to our victims to help them, to kind of work with them, because a lot of times they may be unhoused or their source of income is no longer there. There's all kinds of different problems that can arise from a domestic violent incident. As you can see, we're wearing the weird colored patches today. It's purple for domestic violence awareness, so our officers are authorized to wear these during the month of October. And the nice thing too is these are also a fundraiser that anyone can purchase through the SVA purchase these patches, not only for Elko New Market, but any other law enforcement agency in Scott County. I think this was a program that actually was spearheaded by Chief Jewell. So just want to make sure you guys are aware, and for the council meeting in general, that those patches are available, which helps for fundraising for the SVA. We also partnered with them during Night to Unite to gather supplies, which
We got quite a bit.
that was a lot.
We got quite
Yeah.
a bit, yep.
I was kind of shocked
Yeah.
at how the people here in the city stepped up to
Yeah.
donate for that. So, and we'll continue to do that partnership with them as well, but
Yeah.
great organization. They've been incredibly helpful and communicative and very valuable.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you all. Have a great night.
Thanks.
All right, anybody here for public comment? I see nobody's here. Go down to the consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Any discussion?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
No public hearings, general business. Appears we need to appoint an interview panel.
Yes, so our officers within the fire department are appointed on a 3-year cycle. We are coming up on the end of that cycle. Our policies state that we need to identify an interview panel to make a recommendation to the council for appointment of the chief and the assistant chiefs. That consists of myself, a appointed council person, 2 representatives from the fire department, general firefighters who are not seeking an officer position, and those have been identified in the memo, and 1 other individual recommended or appointed by the council. I'm recommending that the chief of police be that individual because of their familiarity with public safety and familiarity with the individuals within the department. I think Craig would be best suited to be that other expert on the panel.
Is that a voluntold?
It's a voluntold.
Okay.
He asked if and I certainly feel like, yeah, it makes sense for, I know the guys and I see them on the calls and so, and obviously they're our partners, so yeah.
Appointee from the council.
Yep, it'd be a motion to appoint the interview panel as recommended in the staff memo.
Megan or Kate? I'm just kidding.
Do we know when?
Sometime after October 31st, that's the application window. So we'll schedule it based on the availability of the members of it. It'll typically be on an evening because we'll have, if we have more than 1 applicant who's already in the position, we'll have to do interviews. I do have to say the last couple of cycles, we've basically had the people that are currently in the positions reapply for those current positions, and there was no concerns regarding performance, so we skipped the interviews and reappointed. That will not be the case entirely this time. Because I suspect that we have a new position, we have a new assistant chief position, there may be some competition for that, and there might be just natural filtering down, even if people aren't seeking to move. There's gonna be open positions, I suspect, so.
Was there any feedback from Kate or Megan whether they were willing to volunteer?
No conversations were held to that point.
Are either of you willing to volunteer?
There's part of me that feels like I should not, because I have a brother-in-law in the fire department who's currently in leadership.
I am happy to volunteer, and if I have to negotiate with one of the 2 that aren't here, if I can't make it, I can do that too.
Given that.
So I'm willing to volunteer myself. So I
It's
just wanted to
yours,
make sure
man.
you guys
No,
are,
no, it's all you.
being my background, like chief, I would volunteer for this.
Okay. So then it would just be a motion to approve with the recommendations and the mayor.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. B has gone to the Passed. So we'll move into, anything else we need to discuss there?
Nope.
No, okay. Reports.
I don't have anything specific other than, and I could do it under scale, but I'm just gonna mention that, Elko New Market is the host at Scale tomorrow morning. I will be giving a presentation on behalf of the city. I will try and keep it relatively brief. So if you're able to attend or hop online, that would be greatly appreciated for moral support and representation, so.
Okay. Anything else? No?
No.
Anything from Public Works?
Corey didn't have anything specific beyond what was in his monthly report. Oh. One item, maybe I'll throw out there, just so Corey feels represented tonight. We were able to secure a brine storage tank. Sounds very boring, but it's exciting when you're dealing with snow plowing, used on auction from the city of Faribault. It's basically brand new. A new one would be somewhere in the ballpark of $40,000 to $50,000. We were able to secure it for just over $4,000 because our guys are always looking for a deal. Basically, what now when we do bulk storage, we have multiple smaller tanks that we have to rotate around based on, mixture and quantity because they can only hold so much, and this would basically provide for a much more efficient operation when it comes to brine production and storage.
Okay.
Super exciting stuff.
Brine.
Yeah,
Why did I think you said Bryant?
so super exciting stuff, but I thought it was pretty cool when he told me, so.
Pretty exciting if you're not skidding on the ice.
Chief?
So I wanted to, I know in the packet you guys saw the memo that I included in there on the scourge of
Very informative.
Thanks, of the e-bikes and the e-scooters. Obviously, it's kind of been a concern within the community. People have approached me. I know it's been broached by council members. And I just wanted to kind of touch base on what we're seeing, kind of the recommendations, and, see if you guys want to do anything differently or suggest anything differently than kind of what I have in there. But basically, the concerns that are being brought up is these things are fast, and kids tend to ride them, and they're zipping in and out of traffic, and people are concerned that someone's going to get seriously hurt. They are also proliferating. We are seeing more and more of them. So when we take a look at what can we do to ensure people's safety, you have a couple options. From a law enforcement standpoint, our only options are really enforcement or education or a combination of. You guys have the authority to establish, if you want, ordinances in place, and then we enforce those, obviously. So when we kind of took a look at that, well, what are other municipalities doing? And there's not a lot going on with these. They're barely regulated by the state. And then some things that we're seeing are more not allowing them in certain places or putting speed enforcement, speed restrictions on them. The challenge with that is, like, Lakeville has a speed restriction, but it's only on their city trails, not on streets or anything like that. St. Paul, Minneapolis, kind of the same thing. Well, you put a speed restriction on something that doesn't have a speedometer, usually. How fast do they even know how they're going? Law enforcement radar is not made to detect bikes and scooters. They're made to detect and reflect signals off of large, fast-moving vehicles, not blobby humans on a little stick. So trying to even enforce that would be pretty much impossible. So I kind of advise against enacting an ordinance that your law enforcement department would have struggle to even enforce. Believe it or not, bikes aren't required to stop for stop signs. That's not a state law. So you could require, well, we pass an ordinance, they have to stop for stop signs. Okay, then you have to do that for everybody. Bikes, e-bikes, scooters, and then once again, trying to catch people not stopping for them. We're going to get requests to monitor stop signs for scooter violations. It's kind of a mess. You could take a look at other things like banning them from the city trails. Right now, we have no motorized vehicles allowed in the city trails, but we still have plenty of golf carts and ATVs on the city trails that we try and educate and stop. That would be one option if you also wanted to ban e-bikes and e-scooters from the city trails. Once again, we would have to have better signage, then that also includes them instead of just motorized vehicles. And it would be really kind of up to the police department to try and catch it when it's happening and to enforce it, which I'll be honest, would be a challenge. There's no rhyme or reason when people are on the trails. So those are kind of your options when you're looking at if you guys pass ordinances and enforcement, and would that really achieve the mission of safety, and is it actionable? Can we really do this? The other option, and this is the one that we recommend, is education and enforcement. State law requires on e-bikes and e-scooters that they have to have helmets, anyone under 18. We can enforce that. If we see a juvenile who looks like they're under 18, clearly under 18, we can stop them. We can talk to them about getting a helmet. If we see unsafe operation, we can stop them and talk to them about, you just cut in front of cars. You're on the sidewalk. They're not technically allowed by state law to be on the sidewalks. That would be another thing. You could pass an ordinance that says they can be, but the problem is now you have all the pedestrians who are walking on the sidewalks dodging scooters. So we can talk to kids, hey, get off the sidewalk. You're supposed to be on the street. Now it's kind of counterintuitive. We're worried about their safety, but they're on the street. Well, it's a double-edged sword. Pedestrian safety or the kids on the scooter safety. You know, you would have to make a choice on that, and I don't think that's a winnable choice. So really, we feel it kind of comes down to the enforcement we're already doing and better education. We could do a better job of getting the word out about all of these rules, what these things are actually, how they're designated, and the best way to operate them. So our suggestions are much more social media postings, educating on the dangers, the rules, etc. Annual public safety event in conjunction with fire, community ed. We have one scheduled for May 2nd. We'll have courses set up teaching bike safety, how to safely navigate in scooters too, hand signals, different things like that. We'll have handouts. We can maybe even look at if we can give kids reflectors for their bikes, things like that. The annual bike safety presentation at Eagle View Elementary. We catch all the young kids before they're done for the school year. Article in city newsletter, that attachment that I put in your council packet, there's no reason that couldn't probably just go right on our website. I think that was a pretty informative one that I actually stole from someone else. That's our recommendation. Certainly you guys can look at passing other ordinances. My only caveat with that is make sure it's something we could actually enforce and that people would abide by, because otherwise you're just creating another ordinance that no one's gonna really listen to. And we're gonna get a lot of complaints about on why we're not doing anything about it. And I'll be honest, we're already spread a little thin with all the different requests to monitor all the different city streets for speeders, stop sign violations, ATVs where they're not supposed to be, golf carts where they're not supposed to be. I'm a little leery of adding even more to that a lot of times when we only have one officer on, trying to do all of these things. Do you have any questions for me?
I wouldn't wanna make a ordinance taking these scooters or e-bikes, whatever, off trails, cause where they're gonna go? It's gonna put them in the street. And the cars are gonna have to dodge them. I like
They
your
already
idea,
do.
education, you know, stop and question, like you're on the right track. I don't think we need to put more rules. Personally, I don't think we need more rules. There are individual consequences for the actions that they take, you know, we have to take that into account too.
Yeah, and one of the big things to do, especially juveniles, is we have long talks with the guardians. We do that right now for golf cart, ATV violations when they're on them when they're not supposed to be. A lot of times it's, okay, turn around, head home, we're gonna follow you and go up and talk and embarrass you in front of everyone and talk to your parents.
Do you go with your lights on and stuff and follow behind them?
We have, yeah. Yeah. It's usually been the ATVs and just to make sure they do go back. You know, the other thing too is the motorcycles that you're seeing now, the e-motorcycles, those are not allowed by state statute. That's not, or by our city ordinance. We don't allow
Like the one you put in the packet, those aren't?
Yeah, those are not allowed. Those they look like a
Okay.
motorcycle, but they're electric. We don't allow that by city ordinance. That's an off-highway motorcycle. It's not they're considered motorcycle.
Oh,
And if they're not registered as motorcycle, we don't allow those. So, and those are the biggest offenders, because those things go the fastest, 40, 50 miles an
well,
hour.
those are the ones that I see the most too.
Well, when we see them, we advise them, you can't have these in the city of Elko, New Market. So it's more, this is truly for the bikes and the scooters and the education on that. The other things aren't even allowed, not in this city at least.
Do we still give out the little coupon things or whatever?
They discontinued that a couple years ago.
We should talk to like Quick Trip or something, see if we can get some, because my kids would literally see the cop car rolling
We
up
were
and they'd
like-
drive back with their bike
Yeah.
without their helmet on, they'd run in, put their helmet
were
on, and then they
like
go
the-
ride around looking like, look at me, I got my helmet.
We were like the Pied Piper. You would have a trail of kids behind us on their bikes, and I'd be like, "You cheated! I just watched you go home and get your helmet." No, no, they discontinued that unfortunately a couple years ago.
We should start a rumor that it's restarting.
Please don't.
Clearly into the microphone.
Okay.
All right, I think you're on the right track.
All right. Well, we will definitely, like I said, ramp up the education. We have things planned, and we'll make sure to really follow through on that. So, especially ahead of the season.
That was my only opinion. I don't know, you guys didn't weigh in on whether you felt.
I'm very supportive of the recommendations from the chief.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, settled. I don't see anybody from fire here. Your turn.
I do have one update, and it is boring. We're taking bids on a new well, October 25th. Boring, well,
See what you just did there.
Right over my head.
See what you did there. Okay. I think that was in the packet too, if I'm not mistaken, in the memo.
could have been.
I think it was in the
saw
memo.
date myself, so.
Community development.
Tom had probably advised you that we have received a petition for annexation of 80 acres, roughly 80 acres on the northwest side of the community. And I attended a township board meeting this week to present, or just let them know that we had received that concept plan. It was received favorably. And our discussion was that I'd go back to the town board meeting in November to present the actual orderly annexation, joint resolution for orderly annexation. And I don't anticipate any problems with that at this point. But expect them to adopt it.
And that would be the August Ventures, the name of the working name
Yeah,
of the development.
it's,
is.
Eagle View Meadows.
yeah, the property's no longer owned by Eagle View Meadows, it's just Joe Sullivan.
Okay.
Or August Ventures, I mean, it's just Joe Sullivan, but it's, the plat is Eagle View Meadows. And
It's one
they've
across the
just-
road, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
guys, you saw the concept plan for it
Yeah.
just recently.
Last meeting.
And they just submitted a revised concept plan, so we had reviewed one, commented, and just a couple hours ago, I received the revised plan, so. That's all I have.
All right. Anybody speak for parks?
Only, and it was in the update, but Public Works has relocated, Corey spoke about it at the last meeting, was relocating trees. That's been completed. So we were able to place the trees in the areas where we wanted them with only having to buy one tree. One of the trees that we tried to relocate was not going to move, it did not want to move. So we had a hole in the ground, so we had to go buy one tree. But we were able to do that with trees we already had in stock, so to speak.
All right. CCEC?
We meet on the 21st, but I'll give a plug for the Halloween party, which is on October 25th at Eagle View. That's all I got.
Okay. And you already mentioned,
Related to that, I have one item. The council had talked about amending the composition of that, or of that group at a previous meeting. That item was based on staffing limitations, was put on hold. I think we need to move that forward. I've had some conversations with folks that are on the Fire Rescue Day Subcommittee about participating in the if the composition change allows them to participate in the full CCEC organization. And for your benefit, Amanda, I think there's a discussion that at the upcoming meeting, there might be the Fire Rescue Days debrief, which really hasn't been held yet, but doing it with the full CCEC, so everybody has the benefit of that discussion, so.
All right, others, scale,
We already talked. that we
touched
have-
on that one,
yeah.
yeah. Executive committee,
I have no report there,
service delivery,
no additional report there.
9:35, any,
Was Megan there? I don't know. It was this morning.
It was this morning, and Megan was on an airplane, and I
okay.
completely gapped the meeting, so.
Yeah, okay.
okay,
Apologize.
no problem. Metro cities,
It's all wrapped up for the year, and now we just tee up for session to have fun with one another.
okay, all right. Discussion,
I have one really quick thing, and I'm sad Kate is not here, but the mailboxes have moved.
Oh my God.
That's all I have.
I'm gonna go drive by.
The one thing I have is for you guys, I watched 3.5, 4 hours of the last meeting. It was unfortunate I wasn't there, I had training. I thought you guys did a great job. You guys came up with some great solutions.
No,
You
and
really
I
did.
think Kate did a nice job trying to,
I wish they were all here,
Manage
you guys
and-
were all here, but I just wanted to,
Yeah.
formally say you guys did a great job.
yeah.
Any
I have not heard a word.
difference of opinion on it, where we went?
No, if I was here, I would 100% been on board. The 3 miles, 300, great ideas. The committee, I think it's reasonable and it makes great sense. Just wanted to let
Appreciate
you guys
that.
know that. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.